Hugh Dancy is on the line. Hugh's currently starring as Caleb Garland on CBS All Access as The Good Fight. Hey, Hugh.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Not bad, thank you. Not bad.
I am happy to hear it. Where are you joining us from today?
I am joining you from sunny upstate New York, and we've been here for
nice.
For however long it's been, whatever it is now.
Yeah, right. So you've been there for the entirety of the quarantine, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. We've been here basically since our son's school, and indeed everybody else's school in New York closed shut. So is that about 9 weeks, I would say.
And how is the homeschooling going?
It's brilliant. My son is I've no idea. Honestly, he's doing great. He's doing. I'm very proud of him. I'm incredibly impressed by the teachers. Just because, I mean, how often do you get to basically sit at your kid's shoulder while they're in class and actually see what these guys are doing? So that's been really actually a bonus. He's doing all right. I think I did see his teacher sent me a video that he'd sent them, kind of basically saying that he was going stir crazy. It was like a kind of plea for help.
That's funny.
Yeah. But it was very sweet. So anyway, he's doing good. But you know how it is with the kids. It's kind of it's a little hard to tell someone sometimes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, of course. Now, you are on the Good Fight now, but I gotta mention Homeland because it just ended, and that was the series finale. How did you feel about the way it ended?
Well, I thought I loved it, actually. I mean, I thought that they really did kind of what you would hope for from that show, which is that it was a twist. It kind of was very much in the world. You know, it was kind of exciting and adrenalizing to imagine what might happen with those characters. I also liked that it was bittersweet. Like, her situation seemed, it was hard to read. It was hard to read how happy she really was, whether she was getting her kicks from having really found happiness with this guy, or just because she was doing what she really wants to be doing, which is living a double life. I thought it was great.
How long have you known how it would end?
Anybody who hasn't seen it, by the way, I just blew the whole thing, but that's okay.
No, I mean, kind of. Yeah,
not really.
It's okay. How long have you known how it was going to end?
Well, since it was written, I suppose, when it was filming last year in Morocco, and there were a lot of conversations. I think inevitably, right, anything that ends like that, they spend 8 seasons, 8 years trying to keep the thing going and trying to keep it up in the air, and then suddenly they've got to figure out how to do the opposite thing. So there was a lot of back and forth, and obviously I was kind of at a distance, but privy to that.
Right. Now, how long have you been on The Good Fight?
I joined this season in I'm going to say the third episode.
Okay. And how is that? Was production shut down, or were you all done on what's airing now?
No, production was shut down. I mean, again, at around the same time that everything else shut down, so it didn't come as a big surprise. And I would say that we were, I'm going to say 7 episodes in, 7 or 8. So that's how far we got.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in the Midlands in England, which is kind of what it sounds like, the middle, right in the middle of England.
And how did
my dad's an academic, and that's where he was teaching at the time.
And were you acting from a young age? I mean, did you always know that you wanted to be an actor?
No, not at all. Not at all. I went off to school. I went to boarding school when I was 10. I shifted school when I was 13, and I started kind of acting out. And the way that all landed was just that I found myself in the school theater, and it was like, oh, this will do, This is so kind of. I found that an easier scene than the rest of the situation that I'd landed in. So that's where I stayed.
What did you say? You started acting out? Is that what you said, or you started?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean I started acting. I meant I started acting out. Like I was just getting into
you
trouble.
were a bad
trouble,
boy.
I mean, the kind of trouble that you can get into age 13 in a British boarding school, which is not a lot, really.
Got it. Well, the kind of trouble that you get into when you're in a British boarding school, to me, is like circle jerks.
I think, well, by trouble, I'm suggesting something you would actually be punished for. I'm not sure that would apply.
I see. Although I don't. Yeah, I mean, circle jerks are kind of understood to be just happening in British boarding schools, right?
I think, there was a kind of generational thing. Like when I arrived, when I was at boarding school, it was one or two generations after basically corporal punishment had been banished. Like nobody was being beaten, including boys being beaten by other boys. There was a whole very complicated thing that they had basically eradicated. Yeah. And I think with that came a lot of the whole, circle jerk culture, let's call it.
Right.
In the UK, it's more of a square jerk.
Thank you, John. And elliptical. Then what was your big break in acting?
I guess I started acting like episodic TV, bits and pieces here and there in England. And probably my first break was there was a Hallmark and TNT kind of joint adaptation of David Copperfield, the Dickens novel, not the infamous magician. And I played David Copperfield, and that was with, some British actors, some American actors, Sally Field, Michael Richards from Seinfeld. Right. So that was kind of gave me the means to come over here to the States and, go around, see people. And so that was a good jump board.
That was 2000. So that's incredible. That was 20 years ago.
It was, yeah.
I mean, and you are still incredibly boyish, I will say.
Thanks. I do what you're going to say, and you're still waiting to reap the benefits of that. No, yeah. Well, that's very kind of you. Thanks.
Well, I mean, you are. Do you have a favorite film that you've been in? Not really. I mean, in a way, the favorite ones are, if there's something that you like and then hardly anybody sees it, you kind of feel a bit kind of special affection for it, and maybe in a defensive way. Right. There's a movie I made, it was probably 2004 or something, so a long time ago, called Beyond the Gates with John Hurt, the late, great John Hurt, in Rwanda, which we filmed in Rwanda, just before and then during the Rwandan genocide. So not a laugh fest, but a beautiful film. Conversely, I recently saw Late Night, which you were in, which I loved. Oh, good. I have to confess, I have not yet seen it. Oh, you're kidding. So, I just haven't. I don't know where I was, if there was a premiere or something, I wasn't around, and then I haven't sat down to watch it yet. Yeah. Now, you also had not watched The Good Wife before taking The Good Fight. But had you seen The Good Fight before you joined the show? No, I hadn't seen The Good Anything. I'd seen, yeah. So I came in blind. Except for the fact that I knew, a lot of the people that had come through the cast, like either that are on there the whole time or that had, come in for a season or whatever it was. And
that seemed like a really good crowd. And then they sent me the script that they were working on at the time, and I loved it.
Speaking of good crowds, you were also one of 8 actors asked to audition for Batman. And the list is so great. I mean, it's like Christian Bale, Jake Gyllenhaal, David Duchovny, Billy Crudup, on and on and on. Do you look at not getting that part as a blessing or a curse?
The way I look at it is that probably every one of those actors is still going to play Batman at some time. Like that, Batman seems to get older and kind of grouchy.
Yeah, right.
So it's perfect. They just lined us up really early.
Right. That's funny. Now, so how many more episodes of The Good Fight are up before it runs out?
I think there's 2 more, or 1 or 2 more. But I don't have the exact number for you, but
got it.
They've got, I think last week they aired, I'm going to say 4. So I've already lost count, but not many is the short answer.
All right. Well, you're going to have to get your son to teach you how to count in his homeschooling. Hugh Dancy, you can see him on The Good Fight. New episodes available Thursdays on CBS All Access. That's tomorrow. Thank you for joining us. Get back to school, get back to upstate, and I hope to see you somewhere fun in New York City where we're wearing tuxedos soon.
That sounds nice, doesn't it?
Yeah,
at least most of that sounds nice.
Exactly. Yeah, right. All right. Thank you, Hugh Dancy. We will be right back.
Take care. Bye.